Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Chaffee here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. And it's brought to you by your superstore for everything you need this winter to get you through it. Omni True Value Hardware, salt and sand and Pelado, mag ice pellets and flakes, plus spreaders, shovels, snow blowers, and particularly rock salt. The lowest prices anywhere in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state area and beyond. So head over to Omni at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York on Long Island and Southwest Suffolk County, 631-756-1125. The website is omnitruevalue.com. So we have a cold front. It's actually already moved on through. There's a little secondary front that's approaching Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River, and out to the west of that, we have the next shot of cold air. And we've been getting cold air mass after cold air mass. This is the third weather front to move through in 3 days, so it's been kind of busy. And you'll notice that all these systems have been pretty weak. In the meantime, we have low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico that is moving toward North Florida. That's going to be moving out to the east. And there's also a trailing cold front that's running through North Georgia into Mississippi and Alabama. And that kind of marks the edge of where the cloud line is down in the southern states. We could take a look at the radar, and you'll notice that up here in the northeast, we've got some scattered snow showers in upstate New York coming in off the lakes, nothing especially heavy. There's some precip aloft as of 4:30 Eastern Time, running in southern Delaware and out over in the Atlantic. That kind of reflects that front going by. And then you get into precip that is a bit more substantial down here in the northeast Gulf of Mexico with some heavy rains moving across parts of central Florida. We got a pretty decent batch of rain coming off the Gulf now and moving in the areas south of Tampa and down to about Fort Myers, Sarasota. That's all moving to the northeast. It's fairly dry down in South Florida, and of course their frost issues have all but disappeared. So as we go forward, we are not going to have any weather problems to speak of. Just going to roll back on the latest NAM model, and we're going to talk about a little bit about the storm coming up this weekend. By the way, while the maps load, let me just remind you of two things. The Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time on my YouTube channel, Joe Chaffee, so be sure to tune in for that. We're going to be talking about what the possibilities for this weekend. And also, good time to download my free Meteorologist Joe Chaffee weather app on Google Play or on the App Store. So just go in there and search it, download it. You've got every single National Weather Service snow forecast map from Maine to Georgia all in one place, and they update twice a day. And when the Weather Service updates, those maps automatically update, plus satellites, radars, my local daily update, and much more. So download the app. Again, it's free, as in you don't have to pay for it. Okay? So watching the NAM, which is now starting to come into range as far as Friday night is concerned and into early Saturday morning. So it's really just about cold air now as we head down tonight in the teens and low 20s. Tomorrow's highs will only be in the 20s, and the core of the cold air will be over us Wednesday night into Thursday morning, so we're looking at low teens and single digits. Now, if you look up toward the Great Lakes, there's a little Arctic boundary here that is moving southeastward. This is the beginnings of what is going to be transpiring as we head into Friday and Saturday. So that Arctic front approaches the northeast on Friday. The front itself is going to fall apart, but all the energy is going to pile down into the southeastern states, and you see low pressure developing there off the coast of Florida and off the North Carolina coast. And gradually, as that front disappears and the low takes over and then the upper trough with it swings over, the NAM seems a little bit aggressive here, developing snow in the way it does by midnight Friday night, with the low just off the North Carolina coast. We can tell you, without making this a 15-minute video, we'll just tell you that all the models today, the GFS, the Canadian, the European, even the Icon, they all show a major storm moving up the East Coast Friday night and Saturday. The tracks are varying with each model, some a little bit west, some a little bit east, but the point is that they've all gotten tighter in terms of the ranges. They've come closer together, and this lends a degree of confidence in terms of dealing with the idea that we are going to have something happen here Friday night into Saturday night. So still, there's a lot to be worked out. There's not a whole lot of clarity here, but the one thing that we've been watching that has been important is the fact that the upper trough that is driving all of this is we've been talking about the fact that it needs to be deeper, and that tilt on that trough has to be going north-south and going negative. And all of the models are doing it. It's just that some of them are doing it in a much stronger way. So these are all issues that need to be worked out. There's no way to know what what's going to happen at this point in terms of snowfall amounts. You could look at the silly snowfall forecast maps and freak out over them if you go forecast shopping, or worse, if you go comparison forecast shopping, which is even worse than forecast shopping. It's kind of useless at this point. It really doesn't have any meaning. So if we see, my view is my confidence on the idea of something happening in let's say a bigger way has gone up. But we'll have to wait for tomorrow. If we continue to see these models remain consistent like this, then I think by the time we get into Thursday, we'll be in a position to start speculating with regards to snowfall amounts. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, 6317-561125. You'll be going there if this storm materializes. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. So we'll see you tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show at 7:30 Eastern Time. So do tune in. And just also to give you the heads up, tomorrow night I'm going to have meteorologist Bill Goodman on with Joe and I, and that ought to be fun because every time he's on, it's always a good show, and he has always insightful things to say about what's going on weather-wise. And then we're going to have retired meteorologist Tony Gigi, who was at the National Weather Service in Mount Holly, New Jersey for a number of years. So he'll be on Thursday night. And we're also trying to squeeze in a few other people. I just haven't heard back from them via email. So who knows? You might have a couple of surprise other guests in the mix. So Joe and Joe show tonight at 7:30.